Hello, I'm Steve Gladis, and I wanted to talk to you today about ground rules for team and for group coaching. There are a lot of groups that meet regularly. Superintendents will often meet to share their issues, and teachers will meet, scientists will meet in communities of practice kinds of group. Um, they can meet in person or virtually, but if you don't have ground rules set when the group first begins, the group can run into all kinds of problems down the road. One of the things that we've learned over the years is if you have them up front, established, and in writing, uh, people work a lot better. And so we have 7 of them that we'd like to share with you, and you can copy these and make a list of them yourself and have everybody sign off on them. And it's a great starting place. You can also establish other rules locally with the group, but these are really solid rules that we have found over the years work pretty well. You might want to start with these as the base. First of all, teams need to, there are 7 things that team members need to be. The first thing they need to be is non-judgmental. We tell groups, you need to listen more, ask more questions, and be curious. Don't jump to conclusions too early on, or it really keeps people from participating. Ask the question, don't give the answer is kind of the key. And the longer you can stay in that questioning mode, the better off you are. The second is that team members need to be vulnerable. Brené Brown has written a lot about this. If you haven't seen her TED Talk yet, it's worth listening to. Admit what you don't know, admit what you don't understand, and make people feel comfortable, because many of them are feeling the same thing. And as Brown says in her work, when you show vulnerability, it actually comes off as strength, not weakness. The third thing you need to be as a team member, the third thing you need to be is trusting. Um, you need to say it in the room, and you need to leave it in the room. It's all about confidentiality. When people walk away from meetings and say, oh, those guys in the room said this, but I think this, to make themselves look better to other people outside the room, that's a bad idea. You operate as a group and as a team, and you want to keep it that way. The fourth thing, get the right number of fingers up here. The fourth thing is to be honest. Talk about the elephant in the room. The first person who does that sets a great tone for the group. When people start talking about the things that are really bothering them, it makes such a huge difference in the expansiveness of the group and the things that they can get done. The fifth thing is to be engaged. It's about us. It's not about them. What do we mean? We mean that a lot of times groups want to point the finger at the CEO or the executive group and say, if it wasn't for those guys, we'd be a whole lot better off. And they want to spend all their time and energy talking about other people who aren't in the room. What you can control is yourself and the people in that room, nothing else. You're not going to remake the CEO. You're not going to remake the founders. You're not going to remake the board. So keep it in the room. How do I deal with the board? How do I deal with the CEO? But make it about people in that room. The sixth thing, and I'm going to stop using fingers now because I'm running out of fingers. The sixth thing is to be accountable. Insist that people do what they say they're going to do. So if somebody in the group says, by next week, I'm going to do X and Y after they've been coached by the group, people want to see results if this person is going to follow through. Make sure that they do what they say they're going to do. And number 7th and last is be lighthearted. Have some fun with this stuff. Tell jokes, appropriate ones. Have fun. Develop a sense of friendship in this group so that people feel comfortable. Friendship and humor sort of grounds people and makes them feel safe. It's about psychological safety in a group. The safer it is, the better it is. So there they are, 7 of them. Be non-judgmental, be vulnerable, be trusting, be honest, be engaged, be accountable, and be lighthearted. This is Steve Gladis with the Leadership Lesson. Hope that you enjoy it. Hope that you can use it. Thanks so much for joining.